could you introduce the article
Yeah.
and say something about it, please?
Sure. So it was an article I saw on Stuff, and it was titled "Churches Are Worth Billions and Are Stepping Up to Help Solve the Housing Crisis." And it talked about the Anglican, Methodist and Catholic churches and the huge amount of money they have tied up in their property, and the challenge of that really in terms of the church having a prophetic voice around addressing issues of poverty in our country, and yet we own enormous wealth ourselves. So the article talked about that, but then it also talked about churches that are doing something, that are sharing their wealth, particularly around social housing, the article focused on. And so really interesting to read that about what some churches are doing. Salvation Army and a Baptist church in Christchurch, and the Anglican church is trying to really get motivated and active around that piece.
Right.
And I also paired it with an article around St Andrew's Presbyterian Church in Hastings, which is doing work called Power to the People, and trying to set up solar panel farms to aid energy poverty for the community of Flaxmere, and has kind of moved on from that and taken on different forms. But I thought it was a wonderful example of a church within my own denomination of actually doing something to share its resources, its expertise with a place that has great need and is impoverished. Yeah.
It sounds very timely at a time when the church, we know, does have a lot of property and needs to be doing something.
Yeah, and I think yes, facing up to that we because we often can plead poverty as a church. We feel, because we're not the size that we were some decades ago, that we are lacking, but actually we have huge resources. But it actually calls for a bit of courage on our part and a bit of letting go, I think, in order to be engaged with the issues that are right in front of us now.
Yeah.
So, that article I felt just was a bit of a spur, and there are a number of conversations I've had with people around it who also read it and found something quite challenging in it, and
That's great. Thank you very much, Sharon.
You're welcome, Richard.